welcome to Global Work Awareness.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you mind introducing yourself, please, and tell us what you do?
Okay, my name is Rimah MOGIRI.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya.
Yeah.
So basically an attorney in other countries.
Yeah.
A partner at Sisule and Associates LLP.
Yeah.
That's what I do, a practice law.
And
yes.
How long have you been an advocate?
So I've been an advocate, I think this is my 5th year.
And
yes.
What made you choose this line of work, being an advocate?
Family, mainly.
Yeah.
When you go to uni, you really don't have a say.
Yeah.
But of course, it was one of the things that I wanted.
Yeah.
It was either that or engineering.
Yeah.
And because I was doing accounting at the same time,
yeah,
we thought law and accounting would, mesh better.
Yeah.
So you also to have a pattern for it. Yes. I studied accounting.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a licensed accountant yet.
Yeah.
Like I don't have the proper paperwork, but I did study accounting. I'm not like a licensed CPA in Kenya, but I studied CPA.
And to be an advocate, what training and skills are crucial to succeed in your line of work?
Obviously, a lot of school.
Yeah. It's
very important. In Kenya, you have to do 4 years in undergrad to get your LLB, which is equivalent of a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And then after you have to pass your bar exam.
Yeah.
So you go to the Kenya School of Law, you study for the bar.
Yeah.
Once you pass the bar, you do something called pupillage.
Yeah.
You work under a lawyer who's practiced for 10 years.
Yeah.
After that, you now petition the CJ to admit you to the bar.
Yeah.
And so the crucial skills, I would say, is you have to have people skills. Yeah. You have to love reading a lot because the law is not, it's something that evolves and changes all the time. So you have to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like read a lot, just understand the law. Yeah. Usually when you start practicing, do different areas because there are so many specialties in law. Yeah. You cannot really practice everything. So just do different as much as you can so that you can discover what you have a passion for and what you like. Once you like an area that you love, then it would not really be a job because it's something that you're passionate about. Yeah. And every day when you do it, you put your all in it. Some people love criminal law maybe because they're passionate about justice, criminal justice. Yeah. And some people do corporate law. Some people do commercial law. Yeah. Some people do real estate because they're passionate about real estate, really. Find an area that you're good at.
And what is your typical day or week like?
So my typical day, I may start the day maybe if I have court hearing. Yeah. Once you do that, maybe meetings with clients, current clients, meetings with potential clients. Of course, a lot of paperwork. Like if you're going to court, preparing the paperwork for court, even if you're just doing work that does not involve you doing litigation, that's what going to court is. Yeah. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of research, because, all the cases you encounter are not the same. Yeah. So you have to research a lot. So a typical day is do your day-to-day follow-up on your, clients' matters, court hearings. If you get new matters, handling that. Right. A lot of accounting because you have to account for client money. Yeah. Networking. I attend a lot of networking events. Sometimes you may have CPD, Career Progress Development Training, which is required by the Law Society of Kenya for you to get your license for the next year to practice.
And what inspires you about being an advocate?
It is a noble profession. Yeah. You encounter different situations every day. Yeah. Let's say if it's a commercial transaction, every transaction you encounter different people, different things. You learn new things every day. Just catching up with the law changes all the time. That's why Parliament exists. The revising, amending, enacting new laws to mesh loopholes.
And what growth opportunities do you think are there?
Being an advocate, like I said, you could start, of course, you work for a law firm, you start as an associate, usually like a junior associate, and you can rise in ranks in that, become a partner, or which involves also, getting your own stake in a firm. So it's a profession, but also like a business opportunity, I would say.
Yeah.
But unique. It's not really business because it involves public interest. So you cannot treat it like a banking business. But of course, when you run it, you have to sustain yourself.
Yeah.
Some advocates venture into academia. So you study, they go into lecturing, you become a professor, all that.
Yeah.
Other advocates become magistrates and judges, like they're passionate about that adjudication. So there are many opportunities. Other advocates join corporate, so you can go work for banks and or the UN, or you can join ICC, in the international courts. So there are many opportunities.
And if I may ask, which side of the law do you specialize in?
Majorly, I do banking.
Yeah.
Law of banking and financial services.
Yeah.
And then I do real estate as well. So banking, financial services, real estate, and commercial law. But of course, I do other things, but not as much as I do the other three.
Yeah.
I do litigation. I do a bit of family law here and there. So family law involves divorce matters, inheritance, succession issues, children custody matters, things like that.
What satisfaction or fulfillment do you get from your job?
Helping people in legal situations and educating, because most people don't understand the legal rights that they may have.
Yeah.
So when you find somebody and you assist them in the legal relationships that they enter into, or solve issues that they've encountered legally, it's satisfying on that level. And just contributing to legal knowledge in Kenya. Please someday people will remember me for contributing to that, like jurisprudence or bringing awareness to any issue or area of law.
Oh. And how do you think being an advocate impacts the society?
Being an advocate, a lawyer, impacts the society a lot.
Yeah.
There's a statistic right now I wouldn't specifically quote it because I can't remember, but we usually say, like, being a lawyer, the natural progression is to be a politician.
Yeah.
Whereas you'll find most politicians are lawyers.
Yeah.
Most heads of states are lawyers.
Yeah.
It's easier to transition into that because you understand the law and you understand what to advocate for and what to bring into the picture. Like bringing people's, because you encounter daily people in their daily lives, the disputes that they're in, the problems they face, the lack of information. They're not informed of their rights, especially constitutional rights. Yeah. So it's very important in society because lawyers are custodians of the law.
It's nice. And how does your profession affect your family and social life?
That's a very good question. Being a lawyer needs resilience, especially as a woman. People, tend to think just because women have broken glass ceilings, especially entering into positions like high-ranking positions. Yeah. For instance, right now, our Chief Justice in Kenya is a woman. Yeah. People just assume because some women have gotten to a certain level, that all women are okay now, but it's still a very male-dominated profession. Yeah. And as a woman, the challenges you face are very, very different than that of a man. If you're on the same level as a colleague of yours who is a man and you want to start a family, it's very a different situation for a woman. It's like, do you halt your career for a bit to have a family? Do you wait until it's too late? Yeah. So there are challenges to that. I mean, sometimes you may work in matters where you have to work deep into the night. Let's say if you take up an election matter, like let's say presidential elections have been held and a petition has been filed, that is on the clock working. So You're not going to be able to see your family that much. You just need to do a lot of time planning.
Yeah.
Because it does affect. You don't remove your hat as a lawyer.
Yeah.
You're doing it all the time because you have to be there for your client.
Yeah.
At whatever time of the day. Yeah.
And have you ever considered changing your career?
No. I've never considered it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 7 years of study. I think I'm pretty much committed. 5 years of practice. It's just one way of advocating for people's interest, especially women's interest in society, in just generally employment, professional opportunities that involve power positions. Yeah. So, I've never considered changing my profession. I just plan to be bigger and make an impact, leave a mark, and inspire many, many, many women and girls that you can get into the boardroom and fight it out with men because intellectually we're the same.
True.
You can be a judge, you can be anything as long as you just work hard. Yeah. I know there's challenges that are specific to women. We have to fight separately. Yeah. But if you have the spirit and the ambition and just like the goal to do it, you can do it.
True. And what do you think people misunderstand or misinterpret about being an advocate in Kenya?
What is the first thing you think about when you hear lawyer?
If you need a lawyer, you're in trouble.
Yeah. There's a misconception that lawyers, I think if you even when you go to Google and you just start Googling, why are lawyers? Yeah. The first 10 results you'll get are why are lawyers crooks or liars or this? But people do not understand that lawyers are there for everybody. Yeah. Having legal representation is a constitutional right. Yeah. So even the most wicked and heinous of people you can think of, when that time comes, they will need legal representation. And it does not mean if you represent, let's say you're a criminal lawyer and you represent a murderer, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. No, you're doing your part as an officer of the court, as a custodian of the law, to uphold constitutional rights. So the misconception is lawyers, they lie a lot, they're crooks. No, we just represent our clients to the best of our abilities, no matter what they've done, because everybody has a right to be heard. Yeah. That's why you're taken to court, and the judge, as a neutral party, adjudicates on your matter. So the public should not condemn you and shouldn't condemn a lawyer for giving you the legal services. Yeah.
And like you said, having a lawyer is your constitutional right for everybody.
Yes.
What do you tell most people that don't know about that they don't know they have a right to have a lawyer if they're in trouble? So most of them settle because they're like, what do I need to do? What can you advise them?
The government is doing its part in trying to sensitize people on having legal representation in Kenya under the Constitution, especially for criminal matters. Yeah. Legal representation it's a constitutional right. So if you're arrested and you're taken to court and you're charged, the judge or magistrate, they'll ask you, do you have a lawyer? Yeah. If you do not have one, you cannot afford to hire one. Yeah. The state will provide you with counsel. So you have state counsel everywhere in the country. Yeah. So if you're too poor to get your own lawyer and you don't have money, you can be appointed one by the court. So you should never, ever overlook that right. Most people go to court. It's easier for them to be like, I'm guilty, or to just get it over with. Yeah. But part of just learning about your rights and enforcing them. Yeah. That's why people fought so hard to have a constitution and have rights and be recognized no matter who you are, is to have legal representation, because lawyers understand the legal fabric and the practical things that you may not understand about courts. Yeah. So it's important to have a lawyer. If it's a civil matter, where the court cannot give you, usually courts don't appoint lawyers for you in civil disputes. Yeah. There is something called Popup briefs. Yeah. You can approach the court and say, so-and-so has civilly wronged me. but I don't have money to get a lawyer or cater for the costs of a suit. So I need to institute a pop-up brief. So meaning institute a suit where I don't have to pay. As long as you can prove face value, show the court that you cannot afford, then they will allow you to bring the suit, and the judge will be neutral in adjudicating your matter. So that's the difference. A criminal issue, you have a right. And if you can't afford the lawyer, the court will appoint one for you. Because criminal matters is when it's against the state. It's the state charging you. If you commit a crime, we have a penal code that sets out every single crime. So any crime that you can be charged with, the state has to tell you which section of the penal code you violated. The government will give you, the state will give you counsel. If it's a civil dispute, you can approach the court, institute pop-up briefs where you inform the court that you can't afford. And also, we just had a small claims court instituted formed in Kenya. So small claims, instead of getting a lawyer and all that, you can actually just represent yourself. You can get a lawyer if you want, but for small claims, it's easy for you to represent yourself, as the process is not very technical.
That's enlightening. Are there expectations that you had about your profession, like when you joined, that you have found it's really different from the reality of it?
Of course. Even when you're in law school, you expect to come out of law school, you're a lawyer, you should be making tons of money, you should be driving luxury cars. But like any profession, you have to pay your dues. You have to work hard. You just can't enter a profession and go straight to the top. You just have to work hard, put in your work, and be patient. Of course, doesn't mean you settle for less. You know your value, but you work hard and be patient, and you will get to where you want. Don't look at somebody who's practiced for 30 years, which our generation, we tend to do that. Somebody has practiced for 30 years, you want to be on the same level as them. They have put in a lot of work. You've just come in, you can, of course, you cannot be on the same level. But if you work hard, some people rise faster than others. So it just depends on your, like how ambitious you are and what you want. Some people are very aggressive with their careers, but you have to give in your dues. Don't expect to just come in and make millions of money. Another expectation, it's not easy to get clients, big clients. So you just got, because you being a lawyer is having clients. You have to build a relationship, a trust. And especially older people tend to not take young people seriously because they think maybe we don't have the same life experience. But if you prove yourself and you can show it, you will earn people's trust. It's to earn your clients' trust and just work in the best interest, and you will get there slowly.
What do you wish would improve or change in your profession as an advocate?
The things I would like to change, obviously, would be, because we do have very good laws in Kenya. We have a very good constitution. If it's enacted fully, then it gives everybody the same opportunity. And so it's like a wider society issue where corruption, like it's not what you know, it's who you know. If you just because you are the best in your class will not guarantee you getting the best position in the best law firm or whatever it is. And another thing, give young people opportunities. They cannot prove themselves if you stifle their growth and you put them down. So older people need to be open-minded, get fresh ideas from younger people, because also the profession, they tend to not like change a lot. They like status quo. So it takes a lot to convince older lawyers especially to do things differently. Another thing maybe I would love to see change is a sensitization of people's rights. Most people are wronged a lot and they don't get remedy or recourse in courts of law, or they don't there's a mistrust where people assume I'll never win if I go to court. Just do your part.
Yeah.
But you have to sensitize people first so that they know that if somebody does this and this to you, you can get remedy under the law. And once you sensitize people, it'll be better for the lawyers and the judges and the law and just society at large.
True. And what challenges or pressures does an advocate face?
So the challenges, advocates, doing our part is the easy thing. If you get a matter or a court case, you doing your paperwork is the easier part. But our court system is very, very jammed. There's a lot of backlog. So that's a challenge. It takes time to get justice. Justice delayed is justice denied. So when you take so long to get a resolution to a matter, that's very challenging as well. And anytime you have to work with government agencies, like doing your part as a lawyer is, like I said, it's the walk in the park. It's the easy part. Working with government agencies or third parties to try and get a resolve of anything that you're doing is also a challenge. Yeah.
And is there any part of being an advocate that you don't like?
I don't want to box myself in that one. I think I generally love being an advocate.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a part I don't like. The parts that are disappointing, but can be changed. Like I said, if people respected the law more, and like give younger people opportunities, make it a level playing field, such that anybody, as long as they work hard, they can get to a certain level without having to have high connections.
Yeah, true.
So I would say generally I'm happy because I'm making a change, small changes in my own way.
Yeah.
But I do get disappointed sometimes, but not to the extent of, I want to, change careers or anything, no. But it inspires me more to maybe hopefully make a change and lessen this disappointment.
Good. And now that you have practiced law for 5 years, what do you know now that you wish you knew earlier and wish people joining your profession would know sooner rather than later?
Being a lawyer in practice is more about people's skills. It's more about just dealing with people and less, of course, you need the legal knowledge. So the education part of it is important, but it's not the only thing. You'll find people who perform very, very well in law school, but are not the best in practicing because it involves dealing with people. And you have to find, and being a chameleon, it's like if you deal with an old man, you have to change your approach. If you deal with somebody from corporate, you have to change your approach. If you deal with somebody from the government, it's just like you meet people where they are without compromising yourself. So one thing I would tell young people who are in law school is to have people skills. Don't look down on anybody. Interact more, take internships, and especially where you have to deal with people like government offices, or volunteer yourself in UN offices where you have to deal with human rights issues, because you will understand people better. Go to prisons, understand people who are in prison and why they're there. Some people, it's just a miscarriage of justice that has been done, and how can you help? That practical aspect of it, when you bring it into real life practice of law, helps a lot, because it's not only about having the good grades and getting the first class and passing the bar and all that. That is important. You need it. You need the education to get there. But have people skills, have empathy and try to meet people where they are. Also remembering most people are not very informed. They're not sensitized on Kenyan laws.
Anything you want to advise or add? Anything I didn't know enough to ask about the law, being an advocate?
I would just advise younger people to the legal profession is a good profession to enter into.
Yeah.
And don't think about money.
Yeah.
Money is not everything. Think more of making a change, because when you change somebody's life, make an impact. Your legacy lasts longer than you just making money and leaving the profession.
Yeah.
And inspiring younger girls to go for it, or marginalized people generally. Like, don't be scared, go for it. The law is on your side. Don't wait for somebody else to break the ceiling for you. Give it your best, because also if you do it and somebody else who is in the same position as you will identify with you, they're not alone. And you can, inspire them to also do it. And that's how you get changes in anything in society.
Oh, yes, true. That's
and
true.
For more women to run for office.
Yeah.
Because people forget that laws are made in parliament, they're passed in parliament, and a good informed electorate elects qualified people who will make good laws, amend laws to fit the society's needs or the evolving needs of the society. Yeah, so perform your civil duty, because most young people do not care about elections.
Yeah.
Elections are important, especially on the National Assembly level.
Yeah.
They make laws, it's important, participate.
Yeah.
It's part of your civil as a patriot.
Yeah.